This is why one of the reasons for me to urge for an agreement. We are speaking about the government, which is a very right-wing government with an ideology to build in the settlements, to build infrastructure, including the railways in the settlement. The whole world is against it, but as long as the world somehow is living with it, there is an acquiescence this way or another, they will continue. As long as there is no real border, as long as there is no Palestinian state, as long as there is no agreement, and as long as this government of Netanyahu is there, this will continue.
Israel has to act, but it is not just a matter of retaliation or revenge. We are not there. What we need is to end Hamas's rule in Gaza Strip. I'm not sure that it is very easy. I'm not sure how realistic it is, but we must do our best in order to get rid of this leadership. I believe that the current government of Israel, led by Netanyahu, is a big obstacle for peace by itself. And encouraging more settlements or more housing units in the current settlements is a very, very big obstacle. And one of the ideas that I suggested, but not only me, it is a group of Palestinians and Israelis. The Palestinian group is led by Dr. Hiba Husseini, is to have, as you mentioned before, a confederation, the Holy Land Confederation of Israel and Palestine in the future, which will allow all those settlers who will find themselves in the Palestinian state once we draw a border between Israel and Palestine to remain there in Palestine as residents of Palestine and citizens of Israel, while the same number of Palestinian citizens who would like to live in Israel will be allowed to do that as permanent residents.
You need leaders. It is usually not bottom up, it is top down. Although it is very, very important to have the support of the public, but you have to have leaders who really understand that this is the best thing for their national interest. You need leaders who are ready to risk their lives. As simple as that.
President Mahmoud Abbas and myself had a paper which was eventually leaked after a few years. And that was the basis for the Camp David talks and others of a two-state solution. And we solved all the issues, all the outstanding issues. From the border, we have maps for the division of Jerusalem, for the division of the land, the two states, for the refugees, and you name it. It was possible already then, but regretfully, it was the assassination of Rabin which also killed this.
So I believe that if you have with you somebody who studied it, as your boss, as your superior, as your inferior, whatever, it is so important. Then you say to yourself, how could I manage things without such a person who knows something about diplomatic culture? So the two-state solution is back. It is supported by most of the media in Israel, and the Arab countries are ready to be involved. Now, we have a plan. It is the Biden plan. Biden put it on the agenda a few months ago, leaked it to the New York Times and to the Washington Post, but never presented it officially. And he speaks about three stages. Nothing is mind-boggling. I mean, he's speaking about ending the war in Gaza, freeing all the hostages.
And I don't have to tell you, the most important peace or peace developments in the modern history happened after the worst wars, like in the end of the Second World War, when the UN was established, when the EU was established, when the World Bank was established. All these institutions are a result of the worst war in human history. So I believe that there is a chance that after such a war, when people understand that managing the conflict is idiotic, childish, and impossible, more and more people will tend to go for peace. Here is the answer. Part of these 700,000, first of all, it is 500,000, because those who live in East Jerusalem will have a different solution for them, and we are speaking about those who live in the West Bank. In the West Bank, most of these people, of the 500,000, will be part of Israel. Their areas will be annexed to Israel, and it is not so difficult because most of these people live on the very, very close to the old border, what is called the Green Line. According to our suggestion, we are speaking about an annexation of 2.25% of the West Bank, which is really a very minor one, and this will be compensated fully in quality and quantity from Israeli sovereign land. So they will find their solution. There will be, according to the current number, if this is going to be the border, 170,000 settlers who will find themselves in the Palestinian state. Now, they are the one, if they want to go to Israel, fine. And the number will be, of course, much lower. But if they want to stay there, or part of them will stay there, they will be Israeli citizens and Palestinian permanent residents, and the same number of Palestinian citizens will be allowed to Israel as permanent residents. This is the solution that we suggest in that context, but it is not, of course, as you said, the only context. This will be the case. There will be those who may stay in other parts of Israel, and they will be the minority. Hopefully, the 60 days will be just the beginning of a much longer ceasefire.